What's up guys, this is YeahBuoy in Ascension. This is my Warspite gameplay and review video. Warspite is a British battleship at tier 6. It's a premium ship, so you have to buy it. But it's totally worth it. I love this ship. It's so much fun to play. I have a lot of awesome gameplay for you guys to see, but first I'm going to go over some equipment and stats. Here's the equipment that I'm using. Got traverse speed on my main guns and double steering. Let's look at the stats. Got 43,197 hit points. In comparison to the other battleships, Warspite has the most hit points that it's available right now for all the battleships. The game is in version 1.8, so there's 3 premium battleships. If I'm not mistaken, there's only 3 premium battleships at tier 6. That's the Warspite, Arizona, and Dunkirk. Warspite has 43,000 hit points. Arizona has 39,000 hit points, and Dunkirk has 37,000 hit points. As far as the free-to-play battleships go, the New Mexico and the Fuso have the most. They both have 41,000 hit points when elited and choosing the Battleship Modernization Elite bonus. And the Bayern has 39,000. So the Warspite has the most hit points of all the battleships. They're out in 1.8 right now. Let's look at the maneuverability. The Warspite can turn at 6.4 degrees per second and go 23.34 knots. The main guns, it has 4 sets of 2. A full salvo of high explosive rounds is going to do 9,200 damage, and a full salvo of armor penetration rounds are going to do 12,880 damage. Let's see what else. It doesn't have the best anti-aircraft, but then again, this is tier 6. The surface detection is 10.8 kilometers. So at 10.8 kilometers, that's when an enemy is going to detect you whenever you're within that distance from them. Now let's go look at my performance real quick, and then I'll get you some really good gameplay videos. Where is it? My Warspite right here. So I'm doing 51,991 damage on average amongst 50 battles. We're going to compare it to tier 8, my North Carolina, 52,288 damage. So the difference between the North Carolina and the Warspite is, I think, 297 damage. I think that's what I calculated earlier. So 297 damage difference is nothing. They pretty much both do 52,000 damage on average for me. So I'm performing very well equally in both of them. That or I'm underperforming in my North Carolina. These stats have changed a bit, if you've noticed, since the last time I showed you guys. Let's see. My tier pits, I played one more battle in the tier pits. It didn't do very well, so my average dropped down to 55. My Amagi, I've played a lot more battles in it, so I'm at 97 battles, and the average has gone up. And so yeah, just a quick update on that. And then let's also look at the Bayern. The Bayern is also a really awesome tier 6 battleship. And in fact, I like the tier 6 Bayern more than I do the other free-to-play battleships. So if you're looking for a free-to-play, I would choose the Bayern, and if you want a premium battleship, then go with the Warspite. Warspite is actually one of my favorite ships. I have an 88% win rate in it. I'm sinking 1.76 enemies per battle on average, with a over 5.0 destruction ratio. That's really good. That means I've been sunk 17 times in 50 battles. So that's really good. Only sinking 17 times in 50 battles. This thing is awesome. Now I'm going to show you guys some gameplay. I'm going to show you guys a bunch of different situations if a ship is sailing toward you or sailing away from you or sailing side by side with it, how much damage you're going to do, how easy it is to take them out at various distances. So first up, here's a Pensacola sailing toward me. This is the beginning of a battle. This Pensacola is 9.5 kilometers away. He had 5 out of 8 rounds with a double citadel. Now here's a Pensacola 11.5 kilometers away. Guys, the dispersion on this ship is really good. This is the point of showing you what you can do in this ship. 6 out of 8 rounds hit. Here's a destroyer sailing straight toward me at 5.5 kilometers away. I'm going to show you a Nuremberg. This Nuremberg is 11.5 kilometers away. 6 out of 8 rounds hit. Here's a battleship. It's 7.5 kilometers away, hit all of my rounds with 1 citadel. Those 8 rounds with 1 citadel did 9,048 damage in 1 salvo. And I had to show you this guy getting sunk because Netherian and my fleet did a beautiful job right there. That was a beautiful sink. Now, as far as maneuverability goes, Warspite has the best in its class for traverse speed. I started reversing right here a little late, so one of these torpedoes did hit, but I dodged 8 of the 9 of them. Now I'm just fast forwarding through this battle so I can get to the next battle. I just wanted to show you how many rounds it takes to get a big caliber in this ship. Alright guys, I'm going to finish up this video with pretty much a full match and compare the Warspite to other tier 6 battleships and then just discuss strategies. This is the next match. My teammates and I have taken out the 2 enemy that were on the right side of the map, so now we're going to go to turn our main guns to the left side. Start targeting ships on the left. So just to compare this ship to other battleships in its class, the Warspite has better armor than a Japanese and French battleship, but worse armor than German and American battleships. The one exception is that the Warspite has better torpedo damage reduction than the German Bayern. But that's pretty much it. In general, the Warspite, the British battleship, has better armor than Japanese and French, but worse than German and American. And the Warspite is the most maneuverable by far of all of the tier 6 battleships that are out right now in version 1.8. And I notice here I'm firing at the deck of this battleship in front of me. If you fire at the deck, the rounds can go down through the deck into the citadel a lot easier than trying to penetrate through the side of the ship. So that's one strategy you should always follow when you're close to a battleship like this, and you can aim at the deck, do it. It's the best way to get down into the citadel. I'm going to switch and sink this emerald, then switch back to the battleship. Now Splitstrat's a good friend of mine. We used to be in the same fleet back when we were both in Aegis. After Aegis, he moved over to F&D when I moved over to Ascension. Well, I started Ascension, but anyways. Now this Furutaka is coming around the corner. You know he's going to send torpedoes, so I'm just going to stay in reverse just long enough for him to think that I'm going to stay there. Then I'm going to go forward. There goes the torps. So that's how you bait these torpedoes. You know he's going to fire them, so just let him think you're reversing and then just wait a second and start going forward. Successfully baited the torpedoes. Now comparing this to other battleships as far as doing damage and stuff, I find it much easier to do a lot of damage in this ship than the other tier 6 battleships. I also find this ship much more fun. You can bait and dodge torpedoes better in this ship than any other tier 6 battleship, which is awesome when you're not getting hit by a ton of torpedoes. But it also does a ton of damage. It packs a big punch. I get lots of citadels in this ship. Now I will say that I do miss having the 12 rounds in my Fuso. Fuso was my favorite tier 6 battleship until the Bayern came out. Bayern also packs a big punch. I love playing the Bayern. I'm gonna have to say that I really love the Japanese, German, and British battleships. I don't like the American tier 6 battleships at all. The premium and free-to-play American battleships are just painful for me to play. I really don't like them. But overall, this ship is my favorite. I really don't have any complaints about this thing. But if you don't want to pay for a premium battleship, I'd say go for the German until tier 6. Or stick with Japanese all the way through the line. Though I'm not a fan of the tier 7 Japanese battleship, I will say that. Alright guys, I hope this was helpful. Give me a thumbs up and comment. Appreciate it. Hope you learned something. I'll catch y'all next time.